Top 10 Animal Endlings, the last of their kind before extinction. The last quagga to walk on Earth died at the Amsterdam Zoo in 1883. If you were to imagine the front half of a zebra and the back half of a donkey, you'd be fairly close to imagining a quagga. But fortunately, you don't have to, because photographs were taken of this zebra-esque mammal in 1870. They once roamed free in herds among the regions of what is today South Africa, but their extinction resulted from overhunting for meat, skins, and sport. If you were told that the eastern United States was once home to a poisonous species of parrot, you might have a hard time believing it. And it isn't as if we could prove it to you by showing you one in person, because the last one, named Incas, died at the Cincinnati Zoo in 1918. These gorgeous birds began life mostly green in color, but they developed beautiful shades of yellow and red on their heads as they aged. The Pyrenean ibex was a species of wild goat that was once found in Spain, Andorra, and France. The last living individual was a female named Celia, who was 13 years old when she unfortunately died after being crushed by a falling tree in the year 2000. In January 1996, a species of tree snail quietly went extinct when the last known individual of a Polynesian species, Partula turgida, died at the London Zoo. For biologists, it was exciting that this was the first known case of a parasite wiping out a species. Closely related to the prairie chicken, the heath hen was a ground-dwelling bird that was native to the east coast of North America. They were especially plentiful in colonial America, especially in the New England and Mid-Atlantic regions. Eventually, only one male was left, and he was nicknamed Booming Ben in reference to his booming call. As described in a 1931 journal article, he would strut around Martha's Vineyard, displaying his weird courtship performances. Sadly, he was last seen in 1932, and no additional sightings of this once common bird could be confirmed. The most recent death on this list is that of Tuffy, the last known member of the rare frog species called Drab's fringeland tree frog. He died in 2016 after 11 years in captivity at the Atlanta Botanical Garden. In the 2000s, scientists estimated that the disease had the potential to kill off around 50% of amphibian species in the area. Conservationists tried to act before all these species croaked, but the fungus continued to spread despite their best efforts. The thylacine, aka the Tasmanian tiger, was an unusual marsupial about the size of a dog. It had a pouch on its belly and stripes resembling those of a tiger on its back and behind. Despite having been extinct for over 80 years at this point, it is still a widely known cultural icon, especially in Oceania. For many years, it was debated whether the last Tasmanian tiger was male or female. But the debate was settled in 2011 when a still frame from some 1933 footage of the animal moving around was analyzed in greater detail, revealing the anatomical truth that this thylacine was male. His death in 1936 could have been prevented if his caretakers had been paying attention to the fact that he had been locked out of his sleeping quarters during harsh weather in the first week of September. One of 4 extinct species of oo, pronounced o-o, in the moho genus, the Kauai oo has one of the saddest extinction stories of any species. These birds were once plentiful on the islands of Hawaii, where their sleek black plumage was used for glossy decorations of traditional headwear for the islanders. He was last seen in 1985, and his final bird song, to which no female would ever answer, was recorded in 1987. As part of a birdsong archive, a recording of this bird song from 1975 can be heard online. The haunting melody of a species permanently lost is at once beautiful and devastating to listen to. The passenger pigeon earned its name from its great migrations, which contained birds numbering in the billions. Yes, that's billions with a B. When the flocks were at their greatest numbers, estimates placed passenger pigeons as the most populous bird in the United States. They made up 25 to 40% of all birds in the country. Incredibly, between 1860 and 1914, Hunters and habitat destruction reduced the once seemingly impenetrable flock to a single bird. You can't make a list about the last of a species without mentioning Lonesome George, easily the highest profile case among endlings. George was discovered all by his lonesome in 1972 on Pinta Island, one of the Galapagos Islands. George died unexpectedly from natural causes on June 24, 2012. He was young for a tortoise, believed to be only around 100 years old. Galapagos tortoises can live to their 150s. When his death was announced, the tragedy brought visitors and workers alike to tears.